Hey everyone, Dave here, and today we're making Keto Cheeseburger Mozzarella Sticks. That sounds pretty good to me. If the sound of that was exciting to you, don't go anywhere, because we're about to do it. I've never made these before, you know, typical theme of the show, right? I just make things I've never made before. We're gonna start off with some ground beef into a pan on the grill. As you can see, I've already heated it up a little bit, and it's making a little sizzle, a real satisfying sizzle. Not the easiest thing to say with my lifelong lisp, but you know, I try. So we're just gonna break up the beef a little bit. All right, I might have my heat a little too high. We're gonna add 1.5 teaspoons of garlic powder and onion powder into the beef. I'm actually using granulated garlic, but same idea. Now I have a 1/2 teaspoon here that I'm using, so I'm just gonna do it 3 times to get up to that 1.5 total teaspoons of each of these. We're then gonna add some salt and pepper to taste. Simple, we're going for simple. Easy recipe, but delicious. I'll say, my whole family's been on a mozzarella stick kick. That's what motivated me to do this. So we'll throw a little pepper in there, which I don't know why it was on my top shelf, but it was, as well as a little bit of salt, and mix that into the beef as well. This pan wants to move around on me. All right, so once pretty much all the red is out of our beef, which we're kind of there right now, we want to take it off the heat and add in about 2 teaspoons. Here, I'll take it off like this and throw it onto a little pot holder. We're gonna add 4 slices of American cheese chopped up. I'm literally just gonna break it up with my hands a little bit instead of chopping it. But you can chop it with a knife if you want to. We're just gonna take these and kind of break it up, add it onto the beef. You want it to kind of melt into the beef. This isn't our only cheese, don't worry. There's still gonna be the standard mozzarella portion of this as well. This is just one little bit of it. We're just breaking it up. Maybe a knife would have been better, but whatever. This is how we roll. Kind of move that around, and then we're gonna add about 2 teaspoons of mustard, standard yellow mustard, and mix that in as well. This isn't really the right tool, probably. It's probably triggering some of you that I'm using this to mix it up. Try to get the cheese to melt a little. Can I tell you, while I stir this for a second, I discovered a new app. They reached out to me. It's called ReciMe, and it's kind of amazing. You literally just find any recipe on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube or anything like that, or Facebook, and you press the share button and you click the little ReciMe button, and it will actually import that recipe and save it into your recipes. It'll also put all the ingredients, all the steps, even if the person didn't list it in the description. It uses, I guess, AI or some sort of special technology to figure out what the actual recipe is, and it saves it for you. And it works for my videos too. I made a little collection. You guys should try it out, download it. I'll put a link down below. They sponsored this video, and I think you will like it. Right, so it looks like our cheese is melted up. Well, it's not fully melted. Let's go a little longer until it's fully melted and everything's kind of sticking together real good. You want it to be like a cheesy beef, basically. Remember beefaroni? The San Francisco, no, was it rice-a-roni was the San Francisco treat? Maybe they all were the San Francisco treat. Or maybe that's just one of those Mandela effects and I'm totally wrong. So I'm gonna throw this into a bowl because we wanna cool it off a little bit. So I'm gonna, while we work on the other steps, if I can get it off my spatula, we're gonna throw that into the freezer for like 10 minutes. Now we're gonna wait for that to cool just a little bit, and while we wait, we can prepare our sauce, our dipping sauce. So we're basically gonna make a pretty simple Big Mac sauce to dip these in once they're done, or similar to a Big Mac sauce, a keto version of a Big Mac sauce. We'll use, I'm probably gonna make too much of it, but we're gonna use a 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. We're gonna do a tablespoon of a sugar-free ketchup. If I can get it to come out of there. Come on, ketchup. There we go. There you go, tablespoon of that. A teaspoon of mustard. But yeah, I haven't really been on the mozzarella stick kick. My family has. But I figured, why not try to make a keto version? But then I was sitting there like, well, anyone can take a mozzarella stick, like a piece of cheese, and wrap it in breadcrumbs. That's easy. What could we do to elevate it to make it more of a meal version of a mozzarella stick, as opposed to an appetizer? And that's where we came up with this idea for a cheeseburger mozzarella stick. I'm taking some dill pickles here. We're just gonna chop those up, best we know how, like so. I mean, it's a Big Mac sauce, it needs pickles. And put that into our little sauce here that we have. I didn't really measure it, but if you want a measurement, I don't know, do like a tablespoon. We're then gonna do our 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder and a dash of paprika, dash. Oops, that might be too much, but it's all right. And then mix it up, and we should have a nice little Big Mac sauce that is keto friendly here. Smells good. Hopefully it's all right. And we can set that in the fridge while we wait. All right, so this cooled down enough to the point where I can actually put my hands on it and not burn myself. So we'll go ahead and take a little parchment paper, set it onto like a little cookie sheet or whatever you want. You can use a plate for this step too. And we're supposed to form with our hands, as weird as that may be, like little logs, little cheesy beef log, tightly packed like so. That's the goal here, is to make a bunch of those. And I know what you're thinking, guys. Well, if you're me, I know what you're thinking about how it looks. And we're not gonna make childish jokes. We're very mature on this channel. We're professional chefs after all. Not real. So we're making poo logs, basically, and just as many as we can, like so. These are gonna be the inside portion of the keto mozzarella cheeseburger stick or whatever. I feel like I'm making them too big. Typical Dave, these are too big. I don't know, they could be too big. I'm concerned about that. Now, if you let them get a little colder, they'll probably form a little better, but I'm impatient, short attention span, all that fun stuff. So I'll just do it, you know, the fastest way possible. Plus I'm hungry, I've been fasting again. And so when you're fasting, you want the food fast. That's why it's called a fast, because you want food fast. That's not really why it's called a fast, guys. But that's my brand of humor. If you like that, come back for more. Oh, hey, you know what? Hit subscribe. That helps me out. Have you thought about doing that? What is happening? My phone's ringing. I couldn't do it. I tried to answer with my back of my hand. It didn't work. I'm trying to think if I'm expecting a call. It's from Jacksonville. Who knows? Probably spam. That's the most likely scenario. Okay, so let's make another one. So we got a decent yield here. These ones I'm gonna try to intentionally make a little smaller. That way, you know, if at first we don't succeed, we'll have some smaller ones to try. I guess this one will be a super tiny one. I don't know, that one's just some, that one's a little rosebud. These are just gonna go into our freezer until they harden up. 20 minutes maybe? We're back, guys, we're back. More parchment paper. Oven is at 375. 1/4 cup of low T, low moisture skim milk. Low moisture skim milk mozzarella onto thingy here. That seemed like a heaping 1/4 cup, but that's okay. We'll just go with it. We then want to kind of spread it out into a bit of a square. Just like I was in high school. All right, so we're gonna make it into a square. I hope I'm not messing this up. It's kind of a rectangle, that's okay. Yeah, let's do a rectangle, I like that. Then into the oven, it's probably too much cheese, for 5 to 6 minutes. Now, this is gonna be like a do multiple times, which is like a lot of work. Probably a way we could have done it easier, maybe we could have fit 3 on there and done 2 cookie sheets. We could do like 6 at a time. I didn't think ahead, so I just did that one. But you know what we can do is we can do the 2, cook them through. That rhymed. And dibbly, I don't know where I was going with that. We'll figure it out, is the point. The point is, we're gonna figure it out. Maybe I can prepare the other ones. We need an air fryer too for the final cook. And then also there's a whole breading to bread or not to bread. We're gonna try breading it with like a panko crumb to make it like a full mozzarella stick feel. I've just decided I'm gonna talk with my hands more. Yeah, I don't know why. I never wrapped this Parmesan, but I think it's still good. Parm can handle, look, we got like some hard spots here. But I think with Parm, you know, you just cut it off. I went to this really fancy restaurant and I got my chicken Alfredo tossed in a giant circle of Parmesan. Supposedly that's how they do it in like Italy or whatever, is they have this big giant cheese wheel that they just use over and over and put people's food in it. And so I got this like table-side Parmesan Alfredo service. I put a little video of it on my Facebook, which no one follows. Guys, go follow my Facebook. Although it's named the wrong thing because I can't figure out how to change the name of it. It's AI Kitchen, I think. Oh gosh, what is it on Facebook? But I put it on there. Cooking with Dave, but then the little logo says AI Kitchen. So go over there. Every now and then I'll post some more personal like video stuff on that Facebook there. I also can't get into my Instagram. I have one. I can't get into it. I got a TikTok. You go over there. I think it's Cooking W Dave because Cooking with Dave was taken. I'm such a pro content creator as I pull out my phone while I make a video. My recipe's on here. So one is a 1/2 cup of grated Parm. And this seems like way too much and excessive, but 2 cups of Pork rind breadcrumb. Now you can use just like pork rinds and chop them up or beat them, you know, into a pulp. Not until a pulp. But you want about 2 cups. Not an exact science. This is a 3/4 cup measurement, so we got close enough. Mix that in with your parm, and this is gonna be like our core breading. If you're not bread core, I don't know what I'm talking about, guys. There we go. You know how all the YouTube channels do like a challenge? We're gonna do 50 Airbnbs in 50 days. I think all of you should do a challenge. Watch 50 Cooking with Dave videos in 50 hours. How long was I doing that breading? I bet our cheese is melted. Let's look at it. Kind of. I think my piles are too puffy, but we're gonna give it another minute. Also, for our breading process, we need 2 eggs. 2 eggs. And I'll just crack-a-lack them into this bowl we already used. Or dish, it's not really a bowl. Oh, is that a big shell? Did I really get that big of a shell in there and not notice? Come on, that's pretty impressive. I got another one in there too. Is this also, oh, that's cheese. I think it's cheese. I think I had a little Parmesan left in the plate. We're good. Well, that's interesting. I don't know if that's what we're supposed to have happen here. I'm gonna take another piece of the parchment paper, lay it down, and I'm gonna flip this onto it like so. Is that good? Do you think it's good enough? It says to let it cool for 10 to 15 seconds. Cool. And then we're gonna grab our beef log that we have in the freezer, 2 of them, and we're gonna wrap them in this, and then set them aside to cool. So I'm just gonna have like a little parchment paper assembly line here. So I'll like wrap it, and then I'll pop it over there, and then I'll put more cheese. Actually, I should just put the more cheese on there now to make the next 2, because we wanna keep it rolling. Grab 2 of our mostly frozen beefy things, and then we just wanna roll it up like it's a keto, like so. And then leave it, I don't know, like that, I guess. Best we can do. Now we'll do this one. Oh, it's so hot. That is scorching my flesh, guys. Be careful. Check it out. Okay, we're doing something here. I like what's happening. I'm gonna see if that, like, as it cools, hardens up a little. I think it's supposed to, while we wait for the next ones to cook. So let's be back in a minute. Let's do that. All right, so my next ones are done. I'm gonna do the same trick I did before. How can I do that, though? I have no space. I wanna, like, drop these like they're hot, because they are. Where can I put this? It's all good. Take this off. There we go, let them cool for a minute. And let's look at our other ones here. It looks like they've kind of hardened up, but not a ton. I wonder if I'm not leaving it in long enough. And so we want to put those in the breading and cook them up. I'm literally just grabbing beef logs out of my freezer. Kind of like it. So we're just gonna roll these up, just like we did the last ones, guys. These ones I went a little thinner. I'm not sure if it's better or worse, but I did try to go a little thinner on the cheese. Put those over with our other ones that are done. This is going pretty good. I'm pretty excited. I feel like, you know, we're doing something here. All right, so I feel like we're in a good spot to actually like try to make a couple of these. Hopefully you can actually see what's happening here. I got my little tray for my air fryer. I'm gonna push it out of the way for a minute. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a cheese stick, one of the ones that's already cooled, put it into our egg mix, which I don't really need the fork in there anymore, do I? Put it in our egg mix, kind of roly-poly it around, and then put it into our breadcrumb and get it all breaded up nice and good. I guess the only thing that's a complaint is I feel like it should be hermetically sealed, you know? And it's not. Like the outsides, my cheese isn't big enough to cover the outside. Maybe my logs are a little too big, or I should be using more cheese, one or the other. So we're gonna do that. And you know what we might do, just for giggles? We'll do 2 with the breading and 2 without. And we're gonna air fry them up and see which way is better. I feel like either way, stuff's gonna get everywhere. But let's try it and see what happens. You don't know if you don't try. All right, so it says to air fry for 6 to 8 minutes, flipping halfway. I feel like these are just gonna melt into nothing in there. We'll see. We're gonna check them in 4 minutes and see what we have. I'm still doing this thing here. I should check on the air fryer stuff. It's been 4 minutes and I wanna see if it's turning into a nightmare or a dream. All right, this is what 4 minutes in we look like. I'm stuck on the drawer. Can I flip it? Yes, I'm just gonna burn my fingers. Don't worry about me. Hey, it's flippable. That's good. It's a good start. Let's just keep it going. 2 more frozen poo logs. I'm such a child, but they look a little bit like a frozen poo log. Don't judge. But anyways, set those there, and let's do 2 more. All right, so I'm gonna take these out at about 6 minutes because they're getting kind of crispy, a little overly crispy, but maybe it's right. I don't know. We're gonna let them cool for a minute and then we're gonna try them. The ones with the breading are not like that. It's just the ones without the breading that got super crispy. So I'm not sure if I got them in the camera. This is kind of what we got after like 7 minutes, maybe it was, at 380. So we're gonna try them, but I gotta let them cool. They look good, they're big. Hopefully they're tasty. These ones are still in progress. I got some more cheese rolling over here. I'm gonna make a few more just for my family to eat. I do have our Big Mac sauce here that we can try with it. How hot are we talking here? It's pretty hot. That's coming along. That smells good. I'm ready to try it. I'm very impatient. Let me just wait so I don't burn my mouth. All right, so let's try it. I'm ready. My patience has worn thin. I've got to try it. That's kind of like I'm mad at the food. Let's try it. Oh, I forgot to turn on the overhead cam. Whatever. It's smoking hot. Maybe it died? No space on the memory card. Typical. Typical. You know what? I'll just record the overhead with my phone so you can see it for a second. Not that exciting to look at anyways, but yeah, you can kind of see the beef in there. The beef is nice and cheesy. So I just had a bite. The beef was cheesy and good. Let's try the non-breaded. That's also tasty. I want to try it with our Big Mac sauce before we reveal how I feel about them. I almost forgot about these pieces of cheese I had. Wow, by the way, on the Big Mac sauce, it makes a huge difference. What I was gonna say is it's good, the structure is good, the consistency is good, but it's a little bland. That was gonna be my opinion. But the minute I put the sauce on it, it elevated it to like the max. Like it became perfect with the sauce. So sauce is really not optional in my opinion. Let's try it without the breading though. The breading adds a little crunch, but I don't really believe that it's better enough to be worth the effort or the cost. So I would just skip the panko or the pork rind breadcrumbs completely and just cook them like this. Because I think they're just as good, if not even a little better, without it, even though the texture is kind of fun on the ones with the breadcrumbs. Overall though, I mean, at first I was like, it's all right. It's like a 6 out of 10. With the sauce though, it elevates it to like an 8.5 out of 10. It becomes really quite delicious once you add in the sauce. So I do think it's worth cooking. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. I need the subscriptions, they're very helpful. Make sure you tune in next time and we'll see you later.